Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be adding agents to our first iteration. In this video I will add a title generator agent and we'll leave a description generator agent up to you. The code will be similar, just the prompts will be different, and I will provide the code for both directly through the Git link. So yeah, that's it for this video. So let's get started. You might be familiar with this code that we have wrote last time, where we have moved all our transcriber code inside a function folder, and then we have created this one process which is title and description generator process, and then we have create multiple steps which is description generator step, then title generator step, and transcriber step. So today we will be coding the transcriber step and title generator step. Now I have done some modification. I have added one class which is logger class, just for the sake of having multiple color log, so that it will be easy for me to see that from which part this log is coming. So for example, if some log is coming from the title generator agent or title generator step, then I will log that in different colors. So that kind of stuff that I want to do. I have created one folder here which is helper model function folder, and I will be adding various helper models in it. Let's add one right now. Let's add class, and this will be a base model to all the models that I am going to add. Now my idea here is I am considering that whatever data I will use this model to pass the data between various steps, and my idea is whatever data is there might be some scenario where I want to pass some user prompt or some suggestion sort of thing. So first it will be a base model, and I will call it as prompt model, and it will have only one field which is public string, and instead of name I will call it as prompt, and let's make it nullable. So okay, this is ready. Next thing that I want to do is I will be updating. So currently if we see our process, it is like on function result, but I don't want to do it on function result, because in this case we are passing whatever our function result is as a parameter to our next steps, and there might be scenario that I might need those parameter, I might not need those parameter, I might need multiple parameter. So I will not be using that. Instead, what I will be using is I will be emitting various events, and I will be reacting to those events. So we will go to our first step which is transcriber step, and from here we were initially returning the transcriber file path, transcription file path, and I don't want to do that anymore. Instead, I will just return a transcription text directly from here. So for that, what I will be doing is, let's say I will fetch the data from here, file dot read all text, and okay, so this is it. I will read all the data from this path and store this in data, and after this I will raise an event. But for creating an event, I need one object here which is process step context, kernel process step context. So let's add that, and it will be automatically satisfied by with the help of this whole framework itself, so I don't have to worry about it. Kernel process step context, and let's call it a context. So this is used to maintain between the context between two steps, and as I am not returning anything from here, so I will just remove this, and I will emit an event from this context. So context dot emit event async. I have to await this, and I have to give some ID to this event. So let's call this ID as description generated, And so description generated is an ID that I am passing, and the next thing that I want to pass is this data along with the prompt model that I have created. So I have to create one more model where I will be passing this data along with that prompt model. So what I will create is I will I will add one more class here. Let's call it a transcription, and let's inherit it from prompt model. So that's it. And here I will be adding one field which is public string transcription, and let's call it get set. So yeah, this is it. So now I have a transcription model. So now what I want to do is in my transcriber step, instead of passing this data directly, I will pass it by encapsulating into this transcription model. So I will call a new transcription model here. Okay, what is that thing called? And then I have to pass transcription here. I don't want to pass any prompt now, so I will be ignoring that part. So here I have created one, here I have emitted one event which is description generated, and I have passed data that is transcription model. So now what I want is I want this transcription model to be consumed by my title generator step and my uh, description generator step. So let's go to the title generator step now. But before that, we have to make some changes here. So instead of function result, what I have to call here is on event, and then in event we have to give the same event ID that we have raised here in transcriber step, which is description generated, right? And then we are sending events to title generator step and description generator step. But in title generator step we have to pass it as some parameter. So now what I will call here, now consider this thing that function name is optional and parameters name is also optional, so we have to do some trick here. So this is a parameter name that I want to pass, and I will call that parameter as, let's say, okay, I will call this at transcription only, transcription model. So that way I will receive receive the data that I am sending during that event in this transcription model variable value, and I have to use it in my title generator step. So now I will go to my title generator step, which is here. Now this will be my transcription model, not a transcription file path. Okay, not this one. Just a moment, guys. I will call it transcription model itself. I just don't want to make any spelling mistakes. Okay, so now we have received a transcription model. Now we will start coding for our agent. You know what? Generating title for transcription. Just call it plain transcription. and let's call this color as green for generating title. Now the first thing that I want to do here is we have to create a chat history so that we can like have some memory of what chat we had previously and all that stuff. So let's create a chat history class here. So okay, let's create private and only chat history. Let's call it history itself. And I will create one constructor. So public title generator step, and here let's initialize this trans title generators this chat history. So let's call it chat. Okay, let's call it history is equal to new chat history, and here we will pass one prompt to this that it is an agent whose job is to analyze the transcription for YouTube video and create a title out of it. Okay, so let's get started. So here I have took help from ChatGPT to generate a prompt that I want to give it to it. So as you can read that you are a MrBeast elite content team member specializing in crafting most viral YouTube titles on the planet. You will be given a YouTube video transcription and your task is to write a single world class YouTube video title that maximizes click, curiosity and reach, and your response must include only title and nothing else. Okay, so now we will go into our code and we will pass it inside the constructor now, just to make it more readable. So now we have created a history object, and next thing that we have to pass is its prompt execution setting, but I will show it to you later why it is needed, because right now you will not get gist of it, why it is needed and all that thing. So the next thing that we want to have here is kernel. So let's add it here. Kernel. For that, the next parameter that we want is again the process context only, just to emit an event and pass the data to the further processes in probably in the future, not right now, but yeah, we will just create it for now. So kernel process step context. Let's call it context. Okay, so now we are generating for title for the transcription. So now what we will be doing is we already have all the data, so we will add a message in our history that history dot add user message, and I will call this as, let's call it with dollar. Here is a transcription, and my transcription is inside my transcription model dot transcription. Next thing that I want to add as a user message is prompt if it is available. If transcription model is not null, and okay, I will just ignore this. Dot prompt string dot is null or empty. So if I have this prompt available, which in this case I don't have, but if I have the prompt available, then I will pass that prompt to my history so that it will basically generate a better result out of it. So I will again be adding this prompt that I will just say transcription model dot prompt, and next thing is I will ask it to generate title for me. Add user message, write a title for me, so that it will generate a title. Now we have given our instruction to, so we have kind of store our instruction in the chat history, but now we have to pass it to the AI model. And how will we do that? So for that, we will get the chat completion service, whatever it is that is registered in the kernel. Probably we have already registered it in our program.cs class. So let's call that an agent. So where agent is equal to kernel dot get required service, and I call this service I chat completion service, and I think that's it. Next thing that I want to do is I want to call I want to give a call to my agent with the chat history that I have. So I will just say var response kernel dot await agent dot get chat message content async, and let's pass not the transcription model dot prompt but the history itself. And for now we will just log this whatever response that we get. Okay, so now what it is saying, I will just make this method public, make this class public. Now what it is saying, let's call this public. Okay, so I think now there shouldn't be any problem. Let me go through it once again. We have missed one important part, guys. We have not added actual agent to the code itself. So we are trying to fetch the service of chat completion, but we have not exactly added that. So we have to add that, and we will add that in our program.cs file. So before building the builder, what we will be doing is kernel builder dot add Google AI Gemini chat completion, and in this we have to pass the AI model name I will be using Gemini 2.0 Flash. I have already stored it somewhere, so please be careful while typing it. Next thing that I want to pass is environment dot get environment variable, and here I have to pass Gemini API key basically, which is stored in my environment variable. So it is probably just complaining. skexp70. So I will just copy it once, and instead of it, let's just say, okay. So now I have added a chat completion service here. Once now, the next thing that I want to do is, okay, what I will do, I will give this one, go to definition, console color dot white, right. So I will give it by default console color. So let's see if there are now any errors. Let's rebuild this code to see. I don't think there are any errors. Let me analyze this once. I have updated one log here in the logger method. It was by mistake. So let's run it and try to see if we get our expected result. What we are expected to see is a title. So let's get started. Okay, it has opened here. So from the transcription that I have provided, it have created this one title for my YouTube video. Is it good? Is it bad? Maybe. But in the next video, what we will be doing is we will be adding a reviewer to our existing system so that it will review and proofread our document, and based on that it will give suggestion to the existing title generator step, and based on that it will create new steps for us. So let's tune for that. Thank you.